In the sixth module dedicated to the analysis of financial statements, we will be focusing on a group of ratios which are of particular relevance to equity investors and which we will be referring to as investor ratios. Without doubt, the most important of these is the price to earnings or PE ratio, which is calculated as the relationship between the current price of a company's common stock and the level of earnings per share or EPS generated by the business. Accordingly, the PE ratio may be interpreted as indicating how much an ordinary share investor must pay per dollar of company earnings. You should recall from other sections of this course that basic earnings per share, which forms the denominator of the price to earnings ratio, is the amount of earnings attributable to each share of common stock. To calculate basic EPS, the profit attributable to ordinary shareholders is divided by the weighted average number of shares outstanding during the period. Because PE ratios are calculated using net income, they may be sensitive to non-recurring earnings or one-time earnings events. What is more, price to earnings will typically not provide a meaningful measure in the case of companies undergoing financial distress or those which are still in the early stages of their development, as such businesses typically generate losses as opposed to positive earnings. To overcome these difficulties, analysts frequently turn to alternative measures such as the price to cash flow, price to EBITDA, price to sales, or price to book value. Other investor ratios focus on a company's dividend distribution activities and include the dividend yield and dividend cover. The dividend yield may be calculated in two different ways. First, by dividing the level of dividend per share by the current share price, or by dividing EPS, that is earnings per share, by the amount of dividend per share. Another dividend-focused metric is the dividend cover, which measures the relationship between profit after tax and the amount of dividends paid. This ratio bears an obvious resemblance to the interest cover which we introduced in the previous module. Naturally, the higher the dividend cover, the more likely that a company will be able to sustain its current dividend payment levels in future periods.